Have you been told by a friend or two that if you don't sign up for Medicare when you turn 65, you will have to pay a late penalty? That may or may not be true. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, this is Rick MacDermid here with Senior Solutions Group, and thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. We love educating and informing people, and we are so thrilled to be talking to you today. So, my name is Rick MacDermid again, and I've been helping people with Medicare starting in 1995, and I've talked to several thousand people over the years, and we've helped a lot of people navigate the maze of Medicare and retirement. Today we're going to talk about whether you must enroll in Medicare when you turn 65 or not. We often get asked the question from people, well, I was just talking to my friend or my coworker and they said I must sign up for Medicare because I'm turning 65. Well, that may be the case if you elect to retire from your work where you have health insurance. But if you decide, I'd like to work, I love my job, I want to work till I'm 85 or till I'm 95, you can. And you will not pay a penalty as long as you have credible insurance from your employer. So there are two main parts to Medicare, and we're going to talk about them briefly. On our website at Senior Solutions Group, you will find this chart if you click Enroll in Medicare. The first option will be if you want to sign up when you're turning 65, you can sign up online through the Social Security link, which we have embedded on our website at seniorsolutions.net. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to our videos or our channel, please do so, and you can share this video with a friend or two as well. So this will take you to the Social Security website where you can enroll online in Medicare. If you want to apply for only Medicare, you would use this link. Click Apply for Medicare Only, and it'll take you right to where you need to go. Beware, you have to set up a username and password if you haven't already. That'll take you a few minutes to set that up. So if you want to work past 65, or if you don't want to work past 65, but you have to work past 65 because your spouse is 60 years old or 62 years old, and your spouse may not have health insurance through their employer or they're not working, so you may have to work till you're 68 or 69 to cover your spouse under your plan. That may dictate your decision. That happens a lot. But if you decide, yeah, I just love my job, I want to keep working, then you can work as long as you want. However, I would advise you to still sign up online for Medicare Part A only. There's one caveat to that. If you are contributing to a health savings account, an HSA, you will pay an excise tax of 6% if you continue to contribute to that and are signed up for A and or Part B of Medicare. So Part A is the hospital part of Medicare. You would only use Part A if you're admitted by a doctor overnight in a hospital. That part of Medicare is usually free, so zero premium for Part A only. So if you sign up for Part A only, you can do so and there's no charge. So I would recommend you do that for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you lose your job unexpectedly, if you become ill or injured and you can no longer stay at your employer, or if you get laid off or canned, or if your company goes out of business. Where we live, we had one of our two hospitals close a couple years ago unexpectedly, and the hospital employees had about a week and a half to scramble to figure out what they were going to do for health insurance. The people that had their Medicare number were in a better position to get on a Medicare Part D drug plan or a Medicare Advantage plan, as well as a Medicare supplement plan. Without having that Medicare number, many insurance companies will not allow you to apply for the plan. So your coverage can be backdated, but they're going to require you to have proof, and it's just going to cause you a lot more headaches. So simply by signing up for Medicare Part A is free. You'll have your Medicare number just in case something happens. So you can add Part B later. So Part B of Medicare is your health insurance. That's what you're going to use on a day-to-day basis. If you have a doctor visit, a lab that you need drawn, or if you need to go to the ER, if you need a same-day procedure, that would be under Part B. Remember, you're only going to use Part A if you're admitted overnight to the hospital. Part B comes with a premium. If your employer has fewer than 20 employees, you will more than likely be required to sign up for Part B. So if you're working for a small mom and pop employer, the odds are they're going to require you to sign up for Part B. So you'll want to talk to your employer to verify that, to make sure. Sometimes you want to take their word for it. Sometimes you might want to just sign up for Part B anyway, just to cover your backside. If your employer has 20 or more employees, by law, they cannot require you to enroll in Medicare. So we've had a number of people that just sign up for Medicare because they're told by a friend or two that you must sign up for Medicare, and then they work for another 3 or 4 years, pay for the employer insurance, as well as for Medicare Part B. So unless you have a very high-priced employer plan with high deductibles, high out-of-pocket costs, you're probably going to want to delay Medicare Part B until you're ready to retire. Usually 2 or 3 months ahead of time is a good time frame to get the ball rolling on Medicare Part B. So all that stuff in the mail that comes prior to turning 65, all the junk mail, and we talked about this in another video. You can check that out if you want. We'll have a link to our other videos as well if you'd like to check those out. All that clutter that comes in the mail that says you're turning 65, that you must take action now or you're going to be penalized, ignore all of that. That's only true if you're not on a credible plan through an employer. Or if you're on an Obamacare plan and you're paying a low premium or maybe even a zero premium because you're on Medicaid due to your income, you will lose those subsidies when you turn 65. So you're going to want to get off of that Obamacare plan and get on to Medicare A and B because you will lose your subsidies when you turn 65 by law. So the government wants you off of Obamacare and onto Medicare when you turn 65 unless you're on an employer plan or if you're on your spouse's employer plan. So if you're on your spouse's employer plan, your spouse can work as long as they want, and as long as the insurance doesn't cost her or him an arm and a leg to keep you on their plan, then you could stay on their plan as long as you want as well, even till you're 85 or 95. So just be advised, you have 8 months when the employer plan terminates to sign up for Medicare without a penalty. Now this is very important because if you miss the deadline of 8 months, then you're going to have to wait until January 1st of the following year until March 31st of the following year to sign up for Part B, and then it won't take effect until July 1st. And you will pay a lifetime of late penalties, 10% for every year that you delay Medicare Part B. So if you have only Part A as well, they will also penalize you for Part D drug plan insurance as well. So if you're kicking around not signing up for a drug plan, you might want to rethink that strategy. If everyone did that, the whole system would collapse. There are no health questions on Part D drug plan enrollments. So the insurance companies will do Medicare's dirty work for them and charge you a late fee for the rest of your life. So how do you sign up for Part B after you're 65 in 3 months? We have a link for that, and it's under option 2 at seniorsolutions.net when you click the Enroll in Medicare link. So at the top of our website, we have Enroll in Medicare. Option 1 is for people turning 65 or within 3 months of turning 65 on both the front end and the back end, as well as option 2 for people who want to delay Medicare due to having an employer insurance plan. So if your 7-month initial window has passed and you currently have employer insurance or have had it in the last 8 months, you will need to complete a paper, yes, paper, they still use paper, Part B application. So it must be on paper, and your employer must complete the employer verification form also on paper. These forms are below in these links. The Part B application is the form you would fill out. It's just 1 page. You'd put your Medicare Part A number up top, your name and your address, and the date you want Medicare Part B to start, which would be the 1st of the month, following when you lose your insurance. So if you lose your insurance at the end of February, just met with a lady who's retiring and her insurance is going to go through the end of January of 2023, then you'd want Medicare to start February 1st, if that's the case. Or if your insurance goes through the end of April, you'd want it to start May 1st. You cannot start Part B May 15th, even if your health insurance at work ends the day you leave your job if it's on May 15th. So you'd want to set it for April 1 or May 1. So once you fill out that form, then you're going to want to get your employer to fill out their form. You can send them to our link, or you could send them the link yourself, or they can go to our website and fill out their form. It's a one-page form that your HR person at your employer would fill out. They typically see these quite often, and there are instructions on these as well. Once you get both forms filled out, then you're going to want to take them to your closest Social Security office and drop them off. Look them eyeball to eyeball. Make sure that they say, yep, these forms are in good order. You can also fax them to your local office or to the national office. But if you do that, I would advise you call about 3 days afterwards to make sure they got them and are in good order. Be prepared to sit on hold for any length of time, possibly even hung up on. During COVID, we had a myriad of people applying for Medicare because they left their job. Either they didn't want to get the jab, or they decided to not work anymore for whatever reason, or their employer shut down. These people were trying to fax in their forms to the government, to Social Security, and a lot of these workers were working from home, maybe in their pajamas, I don't know, but they didn't get processed often in a timely manner. And then you know what happened when they tried to call Social Security. They would often get hung up on after they were sitting on hold for 45 minutes or an hour or longer. So just be advised, some Social Security offices are more busy than others. Be nice to them. They don't have an easy job. And to make sure that the forms are in good order. Once those two forms are in good order, it'll take usually 3 to 4 weeks for them to process your paperwork. You just want to make sure you don't assume that they're processing it. You want to make sure that they're in good order. Once that happens, you'll get your Medicare card in the mail, and then you could sign up for any plan you want. Now you want to make sure that you sign up for a supplement plan if you want Medicare supplement insurance within 6 months of your Medicare Part B start date. So the Medicare supplement plans are plans that you can purchase that would pay 20% of what Medicare doesn't pay, plus the hospital deductibles, the skilled nursing deductibles. So if you're in the ambulance, you're going to pay 20% of that cost. If you're airlifted, you're going to pay 20% of that cost if you only have Medicare. If you go to the ER, you're going to pay 20% of that cost if you only have Medicare. Plus, you're going to have to pay $1,600 for the hospital stay at a minimum, and then maybe another $15,000 and change if you need rehab care at a skilled nursing facility. That's for one episode. So don't just roll the dice and think that I'm healthy now and I'm not going to need a supplement. The insurance companies by law are only required to accept your application within the first 6 months that you're new to Medicare. Part B is in boy. So you can start out Medicare Part A, and then 5 or 6 years later, or 2 or 3 years later, add Part B. Or you can delay Part B 15 years, depending how long you're able to work or want to work or have to work. Or you can look at Medicare Advantage. That's a different entity. Now with Medicare Advantage, the insurance company's driving the bus. It's like having a substitute bus driver. So think of the school bus. The insurance company wants to drive the bus. They want to be in control. With the supplements, they are not driving the bus. Medicare is driving the bus, and the insurance company is just along for the ride. They have to pay when Medicare pays. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, or maybes. No wiggle room for the insurance company. So we can talk about the pros and cons of Medicare Advantage with you if you'd like. Reach out to us at seniorsolutions.net or contact us by phone. The phone number is going to be listed as well. And again, share this video with a friend or two. There's some important information in here. You want to get the most coverage you can for the least amount. That's what we do at Senior Solutions Group. And once you become a client of ours, we treat you like our own mom and dad. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video, and have a great rest of your day.